Hello and welcome to the Psych Files, the show that tries to bring you the most interesting stuff in the world of psychology. And today, in episode 121, a video episode, I'm going to show you 10 of what I consider to be some of the best psychology apps that are available in the Apple App Store for the iPhone, iPod Touch, and the iPad. Now, I know what you're thinking, that I'm just jumping on the iPad bandwagon, but to tell you the truth, I'd had this idea for quite a few months, and I was trying to think of how to show some of these. There's a lot of apps out there. Some of them are quite good, I think worth looking at. I was going to show them on the iPod or the iPhone, but it's really small, and then you get your fingers in there, and you really can't quite see what's going on. So when the iPad came out, you can really see these apps, and so it made better sense. So that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. So, 10 really cool apps. Okay, so, and by the way, these are just apps that I paid for, or these are the free versions, so there's no paid endorsements here. The only app I make anything out of is my own, which, by the way, I have to mention. But anyway, other than that, the apps are out there, pretty inexpensive too, and I think you'll find them to be worthwhile. Okay, a lot of stuff out there, a lot of personality tests out there, figure out your personality from this, that, and the other thing. I couldn't find a really good one, so I don't know. I'm waiting on that. But there are other ones that I think you'll find are neat. All right, and I'll show you the connection to psychology for each one. So let's go to the app, to the iPad, which you can see sitting here. As you may know, if you come to my website, I'm a big fan of concept maps. And I love them because they help to organize your thinking. So I like them. I use them to organize this episode. And there's quite a few of them out there. One of my favorites is sort of new, and it's called Poplet. So let's go to that one. We'll go over here to the iPad. Here it is right here, a little blue thing. And there it is. It's called Poplet. Now up's going to come in a second here, the concept map for this episode. And what's neat about this, so this is, mind map, concept mapping, however you want to call it. You can see that I can use the pinch features to zoom in and out. So here are the apps that I'm going to show in this episode. As you can see, they're different colors and they're in different places. So this draws from the idea of the Gestalt principles of organization, and I covered that back in episode 30 something in a video back there. Our minds tend to like to organize all of the stimuli coming at them. So, ideas such as similarity, we like to put together. We naturally group things in our minds that are similar in variety. It could be similar color, similar shape. So you might have seen some images of, triangles and circles. Well, your mind looks at that and puts those and tries to group them. So a concept map does the same thing. You put similar ideas in similar places in the map. You also can use, as you see here, you can use not only similar colors, for example. So these are in red. And these nodes here on the map are in orange. And this is what's pretty neat about Poplet is that you can just change the color like that. You touch this and now it's become green. Okay, but I wouldn't want to have these nodes all a different color, so I'm going to make them all an orangey color right there, right? So Gestalt principles right here in a neat app, and we'll go back to this app again. And the other cool thing you can do about it here, which I really like, it's kind of unique, is that you can put images in there. So right now I've got the image of the Psych Files homepage, but I could switch that out, go right here into my library. Whoops, let me do that again. And I'll go in here and I save a little screenshot of Poplet, and then poof, it's right there in the middle. All right, so mobile psychology, another concept here. All right, so let's go to some of the other neat apps. First one here, over here in perception, as you can imagine, there's quite a number of neat eye apps out there. Structure of the eye, your visual acuity, that sort of thing. So let's go. Let me show you one of those. I think it's pretty neat. Let's see. I'm going to go in here. It's called Eye Tricks, and here it is over here. And so what you'll see in here, well, here's the Rubin vase. This is the, that vases thing that's become associated with psychology. Whether you focus on one thing or the other thing, depends upon what you see, a vase or faces. So that's pretty cool. But there's other ones in here that deal with color. This one, that one, let's see, where's the color one? Oh no, this is the one. Also a Gestalt idea here. This is that sort of picture of whether you see a young woman or an older woman. That idea. Here's a color one. You stare at this. So this, you stare at this, and then when you look away, you get other colors that you see. Okay, here's those Escher designs, those impossible designs, color tests. This one we're going to see in a second here. So this can help you to identify whether or not you have color blindness, that sort of thing. So this has got a bunch of neat things. If you're a teacher in psychology in particular, I think you would find this app very helpful for demonstrating these principles of perception. Right? So that's where I'm coming at here. That's the subfield we're at right now. So speaking of Gestalt then, and speaking of the Rubin vase, let me show you what I think is really the app that gave me the idea for the whole episode. It's a fun game, very inexpensive, based upon, or it uses these Gestalt principles, and I think it's really neat. So let's go over. It's called Shift. So I'm going to just shift over here, and there it is. It's got 2 colons in it. Why it has 2 colons, one on each side, I don't know. And then let me just change this, put this on its side here. And here's the game. So let me just start it. So what you do, basically, as you can see, it's black and white. And so on some screens, you're this little guy here, this little black figure. And the background is white, right? So you move from screen to screen like this. And you got to be careful not to die, like I did there. I died there. Let's try that again. Okay, so pretty simple, right? You're thinking, yeah, so what? I've seen this sort of game before. And maybe you have. Now here's what's neat about this game. You get a few levels in, like I am here, and you go to yourself, gee, how do I get up there? I can't get up to that door up there. Well, you know what? The only way to do it is to hit the Shift button. And what that does is now your little figure is white, and the background is black. And so now you have to completely shift your thinking. So what they've done is taken that whole idea of the vases and they've made a game out of it. Now I'm up here and I can jump over here.